2 weeks and about 2 days ago, I did a talk on alcoholism and how I was at one time actually a functional alcoholic, unaware, or as they say, in denial, which is more than just a river. So after doing that talk, 2 days later, which is 2 weeks ago today, my good friend, who I've known about 20 years now, called me up and asked me did I want to go out. And we had talked about going out again about a month prior. Things kept coming up. The brother had moved and stuff, and it just was interfering. So for some reason that night, I said, okay, let's make it happen. Coming to find out, as he did pre-warn me, he was drinking. He didn't want to drive. Since I don't drink anymore, I'm the designated driver. No problem with that. A lot of funny shit happened between that. That's another subject. But I picked the brother up kind of late, about 11 o'clock, which is my bedtime at this period of my life. We go to the strip club. He's from LA, ex-Crip, which I learned some things about ex-gang members, which I'm going to discuss in a minute. We go in this club. Since he's from LA, this Sacramento club that we went to was kind of weak. Nevertheless, there was a lot of women in there. It just wasn't on no grand scale. But I just believed that he just didn't want to be there that night. So, okay. We stayed about a half an hour. We leave there around 11:45, something to 12. Riding down the highway, he said, where do you want to go? Do you want to go downtown to the place I told you about before, or do you want to go back to our old stomping grounds, which is a place formerly called the Tent, now called Shaky J's? As the saying goes, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. As my boy Malik said, I need to make a movie. This event that night is definitely a movie type of material thing. I'm telling you, it was off the chain. So we go to Shaky J's. Now, Shaky J's doesn't have their own parking lot. It's just one little, their property is just like one little lot that goes straight into their building, about probably 25 yards in. So when you go to their club, you got to park at the neighboring business, which one is a bar and a couple of other businesses that are closed. So the parking lot next door is full of everybody at Shaky J's. So we find us one little park all the way in the back of this, used parking lot. It's pitch dark in that parking lot too. So we're leaving out my truck. Now this is a critical person right here, because as we're leaving my truck and we're walking, about to go around and walk next door, this woman comes out of the cuts of these cars that's in the dark. Key character. She comes out and she frightened me. She was about 98 pounds. Gray hair. To me personally, respectfully speaking, she looked like she was on crack or a recovering addict. So as we're walking through the parking lot, she comes out the cuts. Hey, where y'all from? Scared the hell out of me. I'm from New York. And I kept moving. My boy, on the other hand, who's kind of tipsy, unknowingly drunk, he stops and talks to her for maybe 10 seconds. But I'm half stepping, waiting on him so he don't get caught up in no shit. So he comes. We go in. This brother is the type of dude anyway that likes to just, he's a dancer. He likes to dance with all the women that, he might dance with 10 women in one night. I'm the Mac in the back. I don't do all that sweating and all that cute sweat shit. I go and chill, kick back, and just enjoy the music and the ambiance. So anyway, he's in there, and it's full of big ass women. I'm talking about 250 on up. And they in there moving like 2 tons of fun. And he's dancing with this fat one, he going to that one. We're in there for about 45 minutes. And that girl from the parking lot comes in there, and I see them dancing. I'm looking, and they really dancing. He's doing all that. He remind me of Eddie Murphy and Boomerang when him and old girl went on a trip. And he was down here just shimmying and all that shit, shimmying. He doing all kinds of shit, but I can't really see him because it's a lot. He's on the other end, but I just see their heads and everything just moving. Another 10 minutes go by, I don't see him anymore. Looking around, and I know he's drinking, so I gotta make sure he's alright. I go outside. He's at the table talking to 2 men. Youngster with dreads and an older hater ass dude who I'm gonna tell you about in a minute. Very dark skinned, but he, more than that, he had a dark ass spirit. So anyway, he's about in his 50s. The youngster is probably 21, 22 with the dreads, t-shirt on. I already could tell what kind of mindset he's in. But my boy DJ is out there talking to him. And they're in an intense talk, and there's a couple of other people standing around. So I go over there and like, brother, what's up, you alright? He's like, yeah, and he continued to talk, and he's talking about dancing disrespectfully with this lady. The lady I was telling you about, who happens to be that dude, that youngster's mama. He's apologizing, not yet, but he's cleaning it up, talking about, yeah, he is apologizing. That he didn't know, he wasn't trying to be disrespectful and all this and that. Boy looking at him. And the boy is embracing what he's saying, but he's talking too goddamn much. He keep repeating himself. And that old brother that's next to him is whispering shit in his ear and elbowing him and trying to get shit going on, because all along he's a part of that entourage, and that man likes that skinny ass troublemaker. So as he's explaining himself over and over again, more people keep coming to the table. More brothers keep coming out and asking what's going on. Then this disrespect factor is being brought up each time, and it's starting to get kind of exciting. Now, every time I look up, somebody new is coming out that's a part of this entourage, and coming to find out that not only was that boy her son that he was dancing crazy with, drunk, but she had a couple more sons there, an ex-husband there, a boyfriend there. It was all kinds of shit going on. So I'm out there like Father Flanagan and shit, trying to make peace. Brother, he didn't mean it. Come on, man, let's get up out of here, brother. He didn't mean it, come on. So it was one rational brother there, who was one of the baby daddies. Now, mind you, this girl done disappeared back in there, probably enticing another man. And it looked like that this is something she does all the fucking time. So, more dudes coming out, man. I think the entourage had about 15 people, men and women, and all of them was hyphy. So anyway, just talking. I'm like, brother, let's go. Let's get up out of here, man. He got a drink in his hand, already drunk, don't realize he drunk. Don't realize he's drunk. That's the one thing about a drunkard. They don't fucking know that they're drunk. Especially when they're just people that drink all the time. There's something about that internal apostat that goes off. It don't work no more. And that was the mentality of this brother that night. But anyway, more people started coming out. And then her other son came out. And every time somebody new came out, they were getting the story fresh. And it had to be diffused all over again. And I think that happened about 6 times as we're starting to walk out this parking lot. And he got this drink. And he's still talking. Now the dark-skinned dude walks over. As we're leaving, they leaving too. Which I felt was a setup. And they still talking. We're trying our best to diffuse everything. I'm like the ultimate peacemaker at this time. So, dark-skinned dude and the youngster walk into that parking lot. I see the OG hand the youngster the gun. A gun. And they go into the parking lot near where I'm parked. They're not too far from me. My brother, who's behind all this shit, he's telling them his old Crip name, because they all talking this old school gang shit. And them youngsters wasn't hearing that shit. And my OG partner, with all that gang shit and drunk shit he was talking, he's like, bro, I can't go in that parking lot. I can't go in that parking lot, bro. You gonna have to come and get me. That's what I had to do. That's what I had to do. At my age, just going out to have a good fucking time, I'm with a damn drunk who out there just acting a goddamn fool, not knowing how to conduct himself. Probably was palming a girl little ass and doing all kinds of shit knowing him. And I did tell him I'm going to talk about him. Damn sure told DJ I'm going to talk about him. So, security is out here now standing with my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's in protective custody. While I got to walk through these motherfuckers that I didn't have a problem with and really shouldn't have had a problem with me. But as they say, you're guilty by association. So I had to walk around that fence and walk past these dudes. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to say what's up to them or nothing. I just walked past them and, hey, if it was my time to go, it would have been my time to go. But I was, you know, fortunate enough for the dudes not to trip on me. And got in my truck. I had to get on the street and go all the way a block up and do a U-turn. Come and pick him up like the fucking police. They bring him to the car like a straight up protective custody goddamn inmate or something. Then he's still talking. Let's go, man. I'm pulling up, damn near skidding and everything. Get in the car, bro. Get in the car, we leave. He in there talking all kinds of shit. What are you gonna do and all that? I'm like, okay, yeah. They don't know who I am, I was, I'm this, I'm that. See how you feel in the morning, brother. So I dropped him off. He called me back the next morning. And I gave him an earful. And I also told him, like I said, that I'm going to talk about his ass when I get a chance. But this brother, I mean, like myself. See, the last time we went out in 2019, I was still drinking. So, fortunately, I was able to go outside of that realm and see how sick that damn existence is, man. You know, if there's one thing I'm never going to do again, is drink alcohol. Alcohol is a devil, a scourge. It's the silent enemy that government and the politicians, because their pockets are being filled by them, deliberately overlook, while it's ruining families, ruining brains and bodies, all in the name of fun, which is in the word funeral. I don't want that kind of fun. So, moral to the story is, you got a fucking drinking problem, which to me is if you're drinking every day, a lot or not. you might want to check in somewhere and get yourself some help. For real. Hopefully this little story gave you some insight. I'll be hollering at you again later. Peace.